Okay, today we're going to take a look at the blocking for Act 1, Scene 1, which goes to the end of the opening number on page 5 of the script. At the beginning, we have Rona, who is down here at the microphone, front and center in blackout, and there is a white spotlight on her as she is recalling her win at the spelling bee for herself years ago. As that's happening, we have our ensemble members, yet to be determined whom that will be acting as students or members of that bee that will bring the trophy over to Rona here and hand it to her at the end of that piece. As the lights come back up, Rona then hands off the trophy, at which point our ensemble members become custodians, who are then taking that trophy, wiping it down with a hand wipe, and then bringing it back over to the registration table where Rona keeps the trophy until the end of the show. The remaining ensemble members around Rona are taking and dispersing out to various areas of the stage where they are performing whatever their assigned role is that needs to be taken care of. Those can be determined as needed just beforehand once we get onto the stage for rehearsals itself. So we begin with our first entrance, which is Chip. The stage left doors are what is going to be used for our spellers entering for the bee. Chip is going to come in and come down and land here on the quadrant A, line 3. Rona will be back over here by her table. She will, in fact, as they are singing in this opening piece, they will be singing, but it's very, very nice, very nice. When Chip joins into that, Rona is going to gesture for Chip to come over to his block, where Chip is then going to open up the lid, remove the clipboard, and begin sitting down on his box and writing out his registration form. As that's happening and Chip is making his way over here, Schwartzy is coming in and coming to take over where Chip was standing. That leads Rona's line to our winner from last year, Chip Tolentino, and our youngest competitor, Logan Schwartzengrubener. As Schwartzy is here now on line 3, Leaf is coming in, and he comes straight to his box and stands up on the box. Schwartzy moves into her box in this process, is taking out her clipboard and beginning to fill out her registration form. As Leaf is standing on top of his box, Schwartzy is sitting down. Schwartzy stands up with her registration form, so stands up in front of her box to sing her lines, "Alas, his shaking will not pass." And it's at this point, when Schwartzy goes to stand up here, Rona is going to counter behind and over this direction, because she's going to be set up to come over here, where Barfay comes in here. Rona is going to come over and be prepared to meet with Barfay here in this area of quadrant A1. Now, Rona's going to want to make sure that she stands here on quadrant, the border of quadrant A1 and A2, because as she is talking to Barfay here, Marcy is going to come in and come behind Rona, so that as Rona turns around and says, "I'm not sure who this girl is," we've got Marcy Park. Schwartzy is now back over here, and Schwartzy, whether or not you have finished filling out your registration form or you're looking around, whatever you might happen to be doing, you will still be there and in place. Winner's destination, Washington, D.C. Chip, you're going to stand and probably be over in this general area. Schwartzy, you'll be over here. And Marcy, you'll more than likely be here or here, somewhere in this area. However, we need you guys spaced out to be 12 feet, but so that we can visually see you doors and windows. And that's where the three of you will all be able to sing together, where they will treat you well, all because you love to spell, we spell. What's going to happen is Rona is going to come over here to be singing. Marcy, once you get your registration form and stuff, you're actually going to get your registration form, your clipboard and stuff out of your box here, but then you're going to move over here and stand in this general space so that way we've got Schwartzy here, Chip here, Leaf here, Marcy, you'll be here, and Barfay, you'll be here. You'll kind of form this U shape around Rona, who will be singing. And your goal is to all be kind of looking in to see what she's doing, putting your eye on her and kind of keeping in mind that she is the center of this piece, but you're also kind of very curious and you're lending an ear. Now, up to this point, I could take and give you choreography, but I'm not, because I want you to exercise your character. You need to find out who you are, and that's going to come in the form of your mannerisms. This is your first introduction to the audience in your opening number, and you want your audience to be aware of who you are. You want them to get to know you. You want them to get to know your mannerisms. You want them to get to know your personality, and that's where that's going to shine. So however it is that you choose to pay attention to Rona here, you're going to want to make sure that you're interspersing your own character, whatever that might happen to be. You might choose to sit down and lean in, so you guys might choose to sit and lean in. Chip and Leaf, you might be standing up on your box, and Marcy, you might choose to stand kind of over here. Totally up to you. Maybe create some layers in that regard, but again, we'll take a look and we can finalize that piece. Right now, we just need you to know you need to be working on character development and you need to be sticking inside your quadrant for this particular piece with Rona down center. Once that's over and Rona is done singing, on your last part of your line, but braggarts won't do well around here. At this point, you guys are all sort of leaning in, and Rona's aware of that, so she's kind of pointing that out, and then she starts to make her way back over to her table. It's at that point, as Rona starts to cross back, that Olive comes in, and she starts questioning Barfay, who tells her he's marked off his space with invisible tape. So as that's going on, Marcy, that's where you're going to make your walk back. As Rona's walking back to her spot, you're going to make your mark back to your box. That will free Olive up, that after she's done talking to Barfay, she can come back here to her box, get out your registration form, Olive, and continue filling that out. So Olive is the last one to come in, the last one to get a registration form, the last one to be filling that out. That brings us to the top of page 4. Before we start out on page 4, I need to draw attention to Olive and Barfay one more time, because Olive is going to come down here. Hi, do you know where I check in? She's going to be coming in from here, and Barfay is going to be telling her how he marked off with the tape, right? Leaf, in this time, you're going to be coming over here and taking this box, and you are going to take and set it up right here. And you're going to need to be ready because you start singing. At the 25th annual, we've memorized the manual, you're going to be standing on this box. And during these next 4 lines about how to spell these words, words that require thought, people think we're automatons, but that is exactly what we're not. Those 4 lines, Leaf, you're going to be standing on that box here. Chip, you're going to come down to this cross area here of line B and 3. Schwartzy, you're going to move down here to A4. Marcy, you're going to just stand and be right on line A center. Barfay, you're going to move down to 1A, And Olive, you're going to move down to B2. So you've kind of got this V shape going on with Marcy here in the middle. Rona, you're going to come from this area and you're going to start to circle around. You're going to end up needing to be over here. Actually, I think, Rona, you're going to end up needing to be over here, I think is where you're going to end up. And then what's going to happen is we're going to have this nice little triangle where in this V shape, we're going to kind of take a step into and sing that line you have on your own. So Marcy, we hear the word. Schwartzy, we breathe. Coney Bear, we wait. Unlike idiots, we ideate. Right? And you're going to strike a pose there. Rona's going to say to ideate is to form an image or idea, to think. Now, Coney Bear, at this particular point, you've got the next line, leave, at the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. On that, as soon as Rona is done saying her line, and she's going to say it from right here, to think. You're all going to start to hand in your registration forms. So Marcy, upon to think, when the lights pop back on, or however that's going to work lighting-wise, Marcy, you're going to hand your form to Rona, who's going to be, actually, she's going to be right here. And then you're going to move to Barfay's spot. As Marcy moves to Barfay's spot, Barfay is going to move to Olive's spot. Olive is going to move to Leaf's spot. Leaf is going to move to Chip's spot. Chip is going to move to Schwartzy's spot, and Schwartzy's going to move over here to Marcy's spot. So you've kind of got this ongoing triangle traveling one at a time. As one of you moves over, the next one moves up. Equally spaced. So you're kind of going counterclockwise in a triangle, handing in your registration form. Okay, you're acting all super excited. Olive, you are the first one to come up here to where Leaf was standing, so you're going to need to bring that box and put it back over here where it belongs. And then jump right over. Okay, so here we are now. This is all taking place during those individual lines from Coney Bear at the 25th to we feel no animosity and yet our heads are spinning with the slightest bit bizarre, but since the time is now, holy cow, we shall take a solemn vow to concentrate on winning. And those lines should more or less be sung as you're moving, like each time you make a move, a line is sung. Make a move, a line is sung. It's not going to work out evenly that the person who's supposed to be singing is going to be the one right in front, but that's okay because remember, Rona can't be right near you if you're singing because you need to have that 12 foot of separation. So that's actually okay. But the way that you're positioned, nobody should be upstage. Nobody should be blocked, okay? And if we need to, we can always move Rona back over this way a little bit and have the other person standing here. Okay, so we're now on the top of page 5, and we concentrate on winning. All right, that's everybody singing that. We concentrate on winning. And this is where you're all coming back to. Then after you've handed in your registration form, that is all done now. You are now going to take and go back to your original spots where you are going to go into your box. You're going to take out your spelling number, right? And you are going to take and put that on. Now you're getting a little flustered, right? And Rona says they're nervous, but they're grinning. Now, this is just going to be a counter with Barfay and Olive. Barfay, you're going to need to come back because we need all 3 girls forward. You're going to be standing on the A line, in the center of the A line, on A quadrants. And boys, you're going to be standing on your boxes for your line. So girls are standing out. It seems we're living out our dreams. And then boys, which is very nice, very nice, very, very, very nice. You guys are now getting super flustered. You're going to get down, gentlemen, from your back spots. Girls, you're going to get frantic. You're going to run around and sit down on the first box you find, but it cannot be your own box. It has to be somebody else's. And the more you can be across from each other or away from the opposite end of the stage, the better. You're going to sit down, and the remainder of the song is going to be done just in comedic timing where you're going to sit, you're going to be seriously singing, you're going to look down, oh crap, you're going to realize I'm not sitting on the right box. holy cow, this is a pandemic. You're going to need to whip up the lid. You're going to pull out the sanitizing wipes. You're going to wipe the lid down. You're going to run back to your box. You're going to sit down or pose or stand on your box to finish